guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to squeeze in another video before I leave for the UK, and it's regarding the rust on this car. Now, if you've been following my whole rust repair series, you can see the extent, how extensive the rust is. I wanted to start a kind of a little series of short rust preventative videos, show you what I've discovered during the process of restoring this car, and little areas that they're kind of vulnerable for, and maybe hopefully prevent yours from suffering the same fate and avoiding extensive repairs like this. As you know, for instance, what I'm going to show you now is on the rocker, you know, the inner and outer rocker where they join. Obviously there's a pinch weld at the bottom, and this is a section of the rocker and outer rocker that I've removed from the car. As you can see, this one has got a lot of surface rust here, and this is the joint we're going to be focusing on today, where these are connected at the factory and obviously spot welded along, and this is sitting low on the rocker, so if any moisture gets in this area, all it's going to do is just sit in this area and wick down and then start rust right from that area and then break out. And then on the inside rocker you can see it starts to spread, break out and cause total havoc. So as I'm repairing this car, I'm treating it with an internal frame coating like zinc based frame coating on the bare steel, but once everything's buttoned up I'm going to be treating it with a cavity wax. In the UK we do call it a wax oil. There's Surface Shield, there's various companies making all different of those kind of products. They don't dry like a paint, so they can't chip, so they stay wet, and they're ideally suited for hidden areas such as this. I mean, you can treat underneath wheel arches and that, but they do need recoating after a year or two depending on your environment. And what I'll do is I'll link in the description a young chap that put 2 or 3 of these products to a test, and he did some really great tests on these products, so there's no point me repeating that kind of thing because he was very comprehensive. And he said on a product by Surface Shield, and it's by PB Blaster. I'm not sponsored or anything about this, but I basically went for this because on the strength of his video. So this is the one we're going to use today on our little test piece. So let me show you what I've set up, and then we'll go from there. I've got a couple of pieces of metal here to essentially roughly replicate the inside rocker of any car really, but this is similar to a 108, you know, our type of cars, 114s, 115s, and then this gentle arc here. And then to represent the spot welds, all I've done is use self-tapping screws fairly close together, and it's really tight. I mean, that's locked together just like you would a spot weld. Reason I use screws is simple fact is so we can take it apart and then inspect the face surfaces. And this is a couple of day project, so what I'm going to do, simple, I'm going to set this up in a vise here, if we can grab it. Let me do it around the other way so you can see on camera. And as I say, to get into these cavities, you can buy an applicator to insert a probe in there and then essentially saturate the inside of the rocker all over, all 360, and then it wicks down. This is the area I'm mainly concerned with because obviously moisture will fold down and tend to sit in these areas, you know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a coating, and I'm going to be generous of this and just essentially coat this as though, you know, you would, and come back in a few days and I'll unscrew this on camera and we'll see how well it's done. Alright, so this is another box section that came out of the car, and you can see rust areas that are sitting here. Not too bad up here, but again rusty. And this is an area that got a little chewed up on removal, but also I'm going to replace that because it was a bit crumbly. So let's just give it a generous spray, because you know, when you put your probe in, it dumps quite a bit of material out. So I'm just going to spray up here as though, you know, because it's going to roll down. So give it a good saturation. And I'm going to come back in a few days and then we'll take this apart and see what it's done, see if it's wicked down. Just off to the side here you can see it stays this oily texture, okay? And this guy put this through the test on the underside of a wheel arch, and he found that he had to recoat every couple of years, and he's in the Rust Belt area of the state, so I thought that was pretty good myself. So also, you know, like in the bottom of the doors where the drain holes are, this stuff won't plug it up. This will drip out, and when it stops dripping it's got enough in there, but it will help save the bottom of doors, rockers, box sections and stuff like that. Alright, it's 2 days later now, and just full disclosure, I did give it another coat off camera, just one more coat, and because I think I kind of sprayed it quick. If you were putting a probe in, you'd go pretty slow and dump quite a bit in, but obviously because this is open I didn't want to get a ton of stuff all over the bench. But anyway, so, and also I warmed up the shop for a few hours just to kind of, you know, it's probably about 65-70 degrees in here now, so, and that will help move that stuff down into the crevice here. Now I have no idea whether this is wicked in there or it needs a few more coats over a period of time, but let's unbolt it and let's have a look, shall we? Oh, that's better. Okay, so let's, right, well, it started to wick down. See on this surface here, get in focus, you can see I'm holding it up right now because I don't want it to run down while it's lift that one up. You can see after a couple of days it has started to wick down, so I think with a few coatings of this over a period of time that'll eventually find its way. And especially because I say this has been in a cold garage for a few days, and I have warmed it up this evening and yesterday evening to around 65 degrees for an hour or two while I was messing around in here, so that would make an awful lot of difference. So you can see that is going to wick over there, see, down to there. I don't see why it wouldn't after a period of time with more applications. This one doesn't show it as much because I think it pulled it off, but it definitely has some on there. So this is something I'm definitely going to do once we're all sealed up, and on top of that all of this is going to get weld through primered as well. So this little extra treatment here is going to help, and on cars that are already closed up it certainly can't hurt to give it a coating of this stuff, and it's quite thick, and in the summer months that's gonna wick through a little better. So anyway, right, just so we make a thorough test of this thing, right, I'm going to clean these surfaces again, clean those all off, right, clean that off, screw it back together again, and then the next couple of days I'm going to take it down to my workshop where I work all day, which does stay warm all day, simulate a regular, you know, 65-70 degree day, and we will see how much better the wicking is with decent temperature. So let's get that back on there. Right, I'm going to leave it, I'm going to keep it flat, horizontal, like this, right? And we'll give it another coat, and I'll take that down to the shop this week and spend down there, leave it down there for all my, you know, while I work, and then we'll come and see what the difference is, see if it's helped it that much more. So I think it will actually help simulate a decent weather day. The first experiment was doing it inside this cold shop, and it's fairly cold for a few days. I did put the heat on a couple of days, but I took the same sample piece, recoated it, as you know, and took it down to my workshop. I have a heater on down there, and it's been down there for 2 or 3 days working. I've been out all day today, and I thought I would finish off the video and we'll take it apart on camera. And as I think I mentioned in the previous part of this video, if you can imagine, this is obviously a sealed chamber. Okay, so I'm just spraying it on this, but if you had that probe passing along, all of the chamber is covered and dripping down, and basically we want to concentrate on this joint here to get coverage in there. And also remember, this joint isn't bare steel when I put it together. It's got the zinc weld-through primer on it as well. So you can see, I'll get you in close here. You can see we're aiming to get right in there. You can see that's nice and full up in there. So let's unscrew this and see if the temperature and a few more days helped us get that wicking pattern down a little further. And I think it will, because I've started to see it wicking through on this bottom edge. So let's unscrew it and have a look. Right. Yeah, it's wicked down much better. Okay, so I'm trying to hold it up so you can see. You can see good coverage there, right away across the plate. So I did recoat as well, which was good. So you can, dump a load of that material in there. It's not very expensive actually. And then you can be sure that these surfaces are nicely coated between, obviously these are holes, but these would be spot welds. And again, on this one, it's done the same thing. It's got good coverage across the surface here, nice oily film. I did actually see some time ago an old school guy, he would, when he had areas like this, he'd just pour in old motor oil and stuff like this. But this stuff is really specifically to prevent rust. So on your cars, on your 108s, your 111s, all the old style cars, as you know, throughout these videos I've shown areas where you have those rubber bungs that you can enter the probe in and pull it in. And this stuff is not that expensive. I think on Amazon you can get a gallon of it for, I think, don't quote me, 50-60 bucks or something. And you can also buy the probe, the spray gun, with different lengths of probes to inject into cavities like this. So I think that's a really successful one. So very confident this stuff is going to help this never rust again. And there you go. So I hope you enjoyed that. And one more thing before I go. This is the section we've been working on. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is a normal frame coating, and these gold areas, this copper area, is the weld through primer areas that are prepped ready for spot welding through. All these tabs, you see, and then we are a reinforcement tab that we put on this area. And then once it's all assembled, access it and dump a bunch of this stuff in there, and this ain't rusting again. I'm pretty confident of that. So again, this is the last video before I take off to the UK, and just a heads up, thanks for all your messages about my mum. I really appreciate it, means a lot to me. And I will see you when I get back here end of April, and we'll get stuck back in here. The weather will be nicer, and I'll be all gung-ho ready to get started. So thanks again guys, please hit like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye.